Hi guys, welcome to the workout of the week for week 2 of the Pink MOVEmber program. So we're just going to get started. The first exercise is going to be a hip bridge hold. The form for this one, you're going to want to be on the floor. And you're going to want to have your feet flat on the floor with your knees bent. Hands are just kind of out to your side, nice and relaxed. You're going to just bring your hips up and so that everything's in a nice straight line from your knees all the way down and back to your head. And you're just going to keep that core pulled in nice and tight. You're going to drive through your heels and the outside of your foot to activate your hamstrings and your glutes, and you're just going to hold it here for 30 seconds. Alright guys, so the next exercise is going to be a lateral high knee march. You're going to want a little bit of space for this one, just enough to maybe get 10 steps in each direction. It's just going to be right here. You're going to have your feet about hip width apart to start out with. You're going to bring whatever direction you're moving in, that knee is going to come up and the opposite arm is going to come up at the same time. And then you're going to follow with the other side. You're just moving side to side, bringing those knees up nice and high. And then we're going to go back in the other direction. And we're just going to keep going back and forth for a total of 30 seconds. All right, so now we're going to move on to our next exercise. There's a few different variations with this one. So if you're a beginner and you're just kind of getting started, you're going to want to start with a plank. So for that one, all we're going to do is we're going to be on the floor. You're going to have your hands flat on the floor with your fingers spread out, and you're going to have your elbows right underneath your shoulders. You're going to come up onto your toes, and we're going to keep that core nice and tight, keep everything in a nice straight line. You don't want to let your hips dip down or come up in the air too much, and you're just going to hold it right here for 30 seconds. Now if you want to make it a little more challenging, you can add a push-up into it. So all you're going to do is you're going to come up with one hand, come up with the other, then you're going to come back down onto your elbows, leading with the same arm that you actually came up with first. And you're just going to do 5 with each arm leading. And you're trying not to let your hips go from side to side too much. You want to keep everything nice and tight and stable. Alright guys, so now we're going to move on to our next exercise, and it's going to be a bent over row. So you're going to need a set of dumbbells or something at home, such as like a gallon of milk or a can of soup. You're going to want one for each hand though. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our feet about hip width apart. Knees are going to be slightly bent, hips are going to come back a little bit, core is going to be pulled in tight, and you're going to bring that chest forward. We're going to start with our hands right here in the center, and we're just going to pull up and squeeze our shoulder blades in toward each other at the back, keeping those shoulders down and back, not up toward our ears. And then we're just going to come back down to that same starting position. If you want to change it up a little bit, you can go one arm and then switch to the other side. When you're doing this, you want to be careful that you're not pulling back here and twisting your core at all, keeping everything nice and square to the floor. Alright guys, and now we're on to our last exercise for the day. So it's going to be a lean and hold. There's a few different variations with this one, so if you've never done it before, you're going to want to start with the one where your feet are flat or still on the floor. So you're going to lean back until you find that spot between your tailbone and your lower back where you can kind of balance. You're going to keep your core pulled in tight, and you're going to make your torso as long as you can, so think about bringing that head out as far away from your hips as you can. Hands are at your side, you're not grabbing onto your legs, and we're just going to hold it here. If you want to make it a little more challenging, just lift those feet up off the floor, still keeping those knees bent, and if it's still not challenging enough, just go ahead and straighten those legs out. You're just going to hold it right here for 30 seconds.